हेलो बच्चों, कैसे हो आप। मेरा यूट्यूब चैनल रविंद्र एकेडमी से सभी को स्वागत और ढेर सारा प्यार। मैं आज क्लास 6 का साइंस में से थिंग्स अराउंड अस जो चैप्टर है उस चैप्टर का कुछ क्वेश्चंस और आंसर डिस्कस करूंगा और इसके साथ साथ उसी क्वेश्चन आंसर के रिलेटेड बहुत टॉपिक में इस वीडियो में डिस्कस करने जा रहा हूँ। तो जो मेरे इस चैनल पे नए हैं सभी को मैं रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ कि मेरे इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए ताकि आगे की वीडियो आप देख सकें और वीडियो अच्छा लगे तो ज़रूर लाइक करना, शेयर करना। तो शुरू करते हैं। आज का जो विषय है थिंग्स अराउंड अस। इस चैप्टर में हमारा जो लिविंग थिंग्स और नॉन लिविंग थिंग्स है उनके बारे में डिफरेंट उनका कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स बताया गया है। तो पहले हम जान लेते हैं किन चीज़ों को लिविंग थिंग्स कहा जाता है और किन चीज़ों को नॉन लिविंग थिंग्स कहा जाता है। तो इसमें से जो पहला क्वेश्चन होगा, व्हाट आर लिविंग थिंग्स, या कह सकते हैं व्हाट आर द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ लिविंग थिंग्स। दोनों का आंसर एक ही होगा। ये हम कह सकते हैं कि लिविंग थिंग्स आर मेड अप ऑफ सेल्स। ऑल द लिविंग थिंग्स रेस्पॉन्स टू चेंज इन देयर इमीडिएट एनवायरनमेंट। लिविंग थिंग्स need feed to stay alive. Living things repair. Living things they can reproduce. Living things grow. Living things excrete, that means they produce wastage. ऐसे बहुत सारे कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स हम कह सकते हैं लिविंग थिंग्स में रहता है। और नॉन लिविंग थिंग्स का कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स क्या है या व्हाट आर द नॉन लिविंग थिंग्स। इसका आंसर जो हमने लिविंग थिंग्स का कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स कहा उसका ऑपोजिट होगा। नॉन लिविंग थिंग्स दे डू नॉट मेड अप ऑफ सेल, दे डू नॉट रिप्रोड्यूस, दे डू नॉट change with their environment, they do not repair, they cannot move from one place to another place, they do not grow, they do not produce wastage. This kind of different characteristics are in the non-living things. What are the classification of organism on the basis of number of cell present in them? The answer is the classification of organism on the basis of number of cell present in them are unicellular and multicellular organisms. Now the question is, what are unicellular organism? An organism whose body is made up of only one cell are called unicellular organism. We can say bacteria are the example of unicellular organism. Next question it will be, what are multicellular organism? An organism whose body is made up of more than one cell, they are called multicellular organism. Examples: human being, animals, plant. These all are examples of multicellular organisms. Here unicellular organism and multicellular organism both are organism, but not only the basic difference is about their number of cells present in them. An unicellular organism within a cell, they can perform all the life characteristics how the multicellular organism do by their multi numbers of cells. Now, one cell can perform all the life activities, and multicellular organism with multi means number of cells, they can perform the activities. So that there should be another question, that multicellular organism how they organize their cells, and then the question will arise, what is cellular organization? For this answer of cellular organization, if we take the example of human being, our body is made up of number of cells. Cells is the basic unit of any organism. That means how a building is made up of using bricks. Bricks are the unit of a building. Similarly, cell is the unit of our body. And not only a single cell, as we are multicellular organism doing the activities, number of cell together perform a particular function, and that particular function when a type of cells doing in a body, they form tissues, and different tissues when performing a particular function in the body, they are forming organs. Organs like liver, our stomach, our small intestine, all different organs are there, and they are made up of tissues, and tissues are made up of cells. And now organs, a single organ cannot perform all the functions in our body. There are some group of organs which perform a system of work in our body, and then it is called an organ system. And example of organ systems are digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system. These are organ system, and all organ system together forming the organism. And not only a single organ system is in our body, a number of organ system together performing their work, and then the body is formed. That is, the different organ system together form the organism. That is, next question is, what is growth? The growth which we can observe in the living organism. Then what is growth? All living things can grow in size. We have seen a seed when convert into seedling, means after germination it become gradually a big plant or a tree. So it is becoming bigger in size. Now in case of animal, we can say the growth, it is a baby grow into adult, or a kitten grow into a cat. This kind of so many examples of growth we can say, where a small organism become bigger in size. In living things, we can see that they can do some activities, or they can do some work according to the change of their immediate environment. Suppose if anything, if you touch it is hot, you withdraw your hand, or if a bright light come onto your eye, you close your eyelid. Then different types of work we are doing, or different types of actions we do, which immediately when an environment change, then we do. Now in case of plants also, we can see this kind of immediate environment when it is changing, they are doing some activities, that is, they are showing some response. Suppose when you are touching a touch me not plant, then it curl up its leaves. There you have touched, then it curl up its lips. Now that means in our immediate environment, when we feel some changes, our body do some activities. The question is, what is stimulus? A stimulus is the change in the immediate environment on an organism that causes to response. That means in case of touch me not, when you touch, that is the stimulus, and for that it curl up, that is the response of the touch me not. Now if the question it is, describe response to stimuli in plant with the help of a suitable example. We can take the example of touch me not, where we touch the touch me not leaves, and the leaves of the touch me not curl up. Here touch is the stimulus, and curling up the leaves is the response. Next is movement. Movement means change of position from place to place. In case of plant, we can see that they cannot move from one place to another place, but they also show certain movement of their body parts, like leaves are growing towards the sun or towards the light, whereas the roots grow towards the water against the sun. This kind of some movements plant can show, but they cannot move from one place to another place, whereas animal can move from one place to another place. And the different process of movement, we can say walking, running, crawling, swimming, flying, this process involved in the movement of animals. Now the question is, give some example of animals which can walk. Human being, cow, then dog, this can walk. And which can run, that we can run, that means human being can run, a leopard can run, a cow can run, a horse can run. So many examples of animals are there who can run. Next it is crawling. Which animals can crawl? We can say snake, or we can say snail can crawl. Now which animals can swim? We can say fish or blue whale. This example which are living in water, these animals can swim. Now which can fly? We can say any bird like parrot or any other bird, you can say an example. Now the question is, what is reproduction? Living things have their ability to reproduce, that is, they produce more of their own kind. We can see that plants and animals have different ways of their reproduction. Now the question is, give example of plants which can reproduce through seeds. Answer: jackfruit, mango, bean, etc. Example of plant which can reproduce through bud. We can say potato. Example of plant which grow through roots. We can say sweet potato. Example of plants which can grow through their stems. We can say rose. Give some example of animals which reproduce by laying eggs. We can say snake, lizard, birds, frogs, etc. Example of animals which reproduce by give birth of young one. We can say dog, cat, human being, etc. We know that living things required energy to do work, and they are getting this energy from their food, that is the nutrition. When they completed by getting or taking food, they can perform their activities. Now the question is, how plants get their nutrition? Plant can prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. An organism which can make their own food, they are called autotrophs, and all green plants are autotrophs. Animals cannot prepare their own food. They are called heterotrophs. That means organisms that depend on plant and animal for their food are called heterotrophs. We the human being and all animals are heterotrophs, as we require to depend on other plant and animal for our food or nutrition. Plant and animal produces wastage. As they are taking food, they produces wastage, and that process of removal of wastage from the body by an organism is called excretion. Now the question is, give some example of plant wastage. We can say gum, resin, latex, carbon dioxide. These are example of waste product produced by a plant. Give some example of animal wastage. We can say urine, stool, carbon dioxide, sweat. These are wastage produced by animals. Respiration is a very important characteristic of living organism. We do respiration by inhalation and exhalation, by taking oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide, and also plant required to do respiration. Which part of plant is used for the respiration? The answer is stomata. Now the question is, what is stomata? The tiny opening or pores of the green leaves through which exchange of gases takes place are called stomata, and the singularity is stoma. Most of the animals respire through lungs, but different animals also have their different body parts for their respiration. Like fishes respire through gills, earthworm respire through their moist skin, etc. Hope that all the possible questions I have discussed and all the answers also given in my discussion If you like my discussion, you like the video and share it to other. And for getting the next videos, you must subscribe my channel and on the notification for getting the information of the next videos. Thank you for watching the whole video.